Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Less than 24 hours till our parade coverage begins, and Colonial Days is finally underway, though we'll see if it's underwater as well by the time the storm clouds pass through. Josh Ryan, Abby St. John with you as always for news, weather, sports, and more. So again, lots of look ahead at Colonial Days, as well as some cool announcements coming for the fall that we'll get into as well. And then the question of the day, of course, which is how will you deal with the rain, or what's the strategy to stay dry? I mean, it's not a lot of options when it's pouring, but there are some strategies that can help you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, proper dress like attire, so jackets with hoods is probably most important, and umbrellas, pretty much.
And I'm looking for creative answers, so feel free to still comment on Facebook or on Twitter. And first, let's go out to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Thanks, guys. Well, today we are here at Acts Church, and we are going to be talking about the Roar Vacation Bible School, which them, along with a couple other churches here in town, will be taking part in over the summer. And we're going to be talking about what exactly the kids will be doing, how you can sign up, and also some of those activities that they will be taking part in throughout the week, and all that interactive learning that they will have going on. But first, we are going to go back into the studio, and Abby is going to take a look at your local news.
Thanks, Eric. Well, it's official. The Edmonton Oilers and Calgary Flames alumni are making a stop in the border city thanks to Boundary Ford and the Lloydminster Region Health Foundation, who joined forces to host a hockey game that will benefit mental health awareness. Our Jasmine King explains.
The game will be hosted on September 28th at the Civic Center, featuring 8 alumni players from the Oilers and 8 from the Flames.
You all excited about that? Isn't that amazing? Can you believe this is actually happening here in our city?
The game is put on by the Lloydminster Region Health Foundation and Boundary Ford. Both parties look for an event to draw people in.
We had to come up with an idea for a driver to kind of, pull people out from the woodwork. We really wanted to get eyeballs on it. So what better way than hockey, and what better way than the Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames, right? I know that sounds so far-fetched, and I know we shot for the moon right away.
The game will not only benefit mental health awareness, but it will be raising money for Project Sunrise, which has a big impact on the community.
It was important for Boundary Ford to say, how do we make this as big a fundraiser as possible for us, for the charity. So they basically said, let's get all the costs covered so that the minute the teams are here, every dollar raised during the weekend goes right to the charity.
The event has been in the works for a few months, and after many hurdles, it can finally be shared with the public.
Being able to do this and bring this to the community and keep it under wraps for so long and not tell anybody and keep it secret and try and tease it as much as I possibly can and get as many eyeballs on this as possible, because to me this is probably one of the greatest things that's ever happened here, and just to be able to be a part of it is fantastic.
The Battle of Alberta is making sure athletes aren't battling mental health problems on their own.
All the funds raised are going to go towards basically improving mental health for every youth athlete in our community. So not just hockey, every single sport. It'll start with the Lakeland Rustlers and the Junior A Bobcats and the key football teams in town, and then we'll work down to the minor sports organizations.
The tickets are currently available for sale for only $25, as both parties wanted to be able to offer everyone the chance to come to the game.
Maybe not a lot of people will ever be able to take part in. Some of the less fortunate families that live here probably don't have the funds to be able to go to Edmonton or Calgary to watch a game. So for us, it was very important that it was affordable, and anybody can go.
Tickets are available for purchase at Boundary Ford and the Region Health Foundation's website. Jasmine King, Primetime Local News.
Colonial Days is known for fast rides and fried food, but it also shines the spotlight on local talent. A full week of entertainment that features an open stage for Canadian artists like country singer Garrett Gregory, who started his career on the small stage and will return again July 12th.
We never left you.
That's where we started. Everybody has to remember that. Like, these small venues are what got us to where we are. Even though I'm not even there yet, I still don't take any of those shows for granted, because it's those venues and those people that believed in us that put us where we're going to be, or where we're headed in the direction we're going.
Singer-songwriter Kelsey Kulik is looking forward to performing her award-winning talent on July 13th, and she's destined to brighten up your day.
It's going to be a really fun show. You know, there's going to be some covers, there's going to be a ton of originals. Everybody's just be prepared to have a blast because, you know, that's what I love to do when I'm performing with a band and performing with a live show. There's going to be like a couple low moments, but it's mostly going to be high energy and a lot of fun.
The Dirt Rich Band will also be joining Garrett and Kelsey at Colonial Days on July 10th to the 11th at the Stockade Stage in 150 Pub and Eatery. Well, for some early morning risers, Colonial Days isn't the same without a pancake breakfast, and this Thursday, the City of Lloydminster sets the table for its annual breakfast.
It's a great opportunity to sit down and enjoy a little breakfast, and it always starts everybody's day a little better.
Common go-to breakfast items such as sausage, pancakes, juice, and coffee are included at the event. The meal gathers people together in a welcoming environment.
I think it brings young and old, families, visitors, friends, and it's a great opportunity to interact with ourselves as council, myself as mayor, the city executive team will be here. We have some members of the RCMP joining us, so you got a great group of guest cooks that you don't see every day, flipping pancakes and serving sausage.
The breakfast is also a great opportunity to bring the community together.
I think they really enjoy it. It's an opportunity to sit and visit, have a cup of coffee, enjoy fresh pancakes. It's an opportunity to get out and enjoy this beautiful country we live in a beautiful city, and we just hope the good Lord blesses us with the proper weather.
Rain or shine, the pancake breakfast goes from 7 to 10 a.m. Thursday and is free to enjoy. Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at Acts Church, and we are talking again with Pastor Joanne DeGraff about their Vacation Bible School. And now the kids have a few different stations that they will be going through when they do attend. So can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, every morning we start off with an open session where they sing and do songs that they dance to. And then they go to the different stations, and we have Wild Bible Adventures, Stampede Sports, Imagination Station, Kid Vid Cinema, and our snack time, Hungry Herd Cafe. And everything that they do, it all is themed so that it ties into to enforce the story for the day and the verse for the day and the theme for the day. It's really fun, it's interactive. The stories are sometimes, somebody will act out a Bible character, and the questions that they learn in the different stations really hit home for them. They will love it and hope that they can come and see us at Acts Church.
All right, thank you for telling us a little bit more about your Vacation Bible School. We are going to have some more back from here at Acts Church, but first we are going to take it back into the studio.
Well, it is looking glum outside, and it's not going to look much brighter over the next 24 hours. Plenty of cloud cover expected, and at the moment we're looking at rain tomorrow morning and afternoon. Still relatively cloudy right now as well, with a current temperature of 14 degrees, so definitely below the seasonal average, as well as much below our seasonal high, which was 31 back in 2015. At least it's not +5 like it was in 2009. Quick watch and warning to check out here, which is a severe thunderstorm watch, which is in place on the southwest side here of the map, so Calgary area out into the mountains as well. That low pressure system making its way across the province here, so again, when that system hits, that will bring in the heavy cloud cover and chance of precipitation. At the moment, no thunderstorm warnings, but again, expect rainfall, at least in a minimal capacity of a couple of millimeters here or there. Now, a few temperatures currently. 14 again in Lloydminster, but 18 in Cold Lake, 15 in Meadow Lake. It's pretty warm out in North Battleford at 21 degrees, and then Provo sitting at 20, and Saskatoon sitting at 22 degrees as well. You have 15 in Edmonton and 16 over in Murnum. Your 3-day forecast quickly, 25 expected tomorrow with a low of 10, and again, we are ready for some rain to come down. That 6.6 not looking particularly promising there. South winds of 19 kilometers per hour. then 20 degrees with a low of 13 on Thursday. Again, a strong chance of rain there, maybe a chance of thunderstorms, though we will get at least a little bit more sun expectantly that day. As the wind starts to shift into the west, it'll get a little warmer as well on Friday, a high of 24 with a low of 12, and we'll have a lot more sunlight to go along with those westerly winds. That's been your 3-day. We'll have your 7-day cast coming up later in the show.
Now we're going to take a look inside the CPCA with Greg Buchanan.
Inside the CPCA, brought to you by the Canadian Professional Chuckwagon Association.
Welcome to this week's edition of Inside the CPCA here, the greatest outdoor show on earth, the Calgary Stampede. To my right, it is Ray Mitzwing. To my left is the reigning Canadian champion, his son Dale Mitzwing. And for Ray, this is his final Calgary Stampede. How does it feel, Ray?
You know what, Greg? It really hasn't hit yet what it's gonna do to me. So, right now I'm just happy to be racing.
Okay, we were looking here just before the interview, talking about the changes. You came here 36 years ago. 36 years here at the Stampede. There's been a lot of changes.
Oh, big time! Like the barns we're in, I don't think they're even there when we came. You know, and we were at the far end of the north end of the track here. That's where we were.
Okay, and for you, Dale, you're the reigning Canadian champion. You're here as a demo driver, not competing, but of course you're hoping that changes in 2020. But you remember coming here as a little kid.
Yeah, I was just a little kid cruising around on bikes. I think me, Layden Turney, and Quaid used to rip around these barns and get in a bunch of trouble.
You're still doing that?
A little bit, but we're doing it on the racetrack now.
What's it like for the Mitzwing family to have your dad here in his final Calgary Stampede?
It's really special to be a part of this in his final year, and hopefully I'll be here next year and I'll continue carrying on the same legacy in that same barn.
Okay, Ray, I know took a barrel on Saturday. We won't get into that right now, but at the same time, there's a lot of nights left for you, and there's a lot of ground to make up, but at the same time, your goal is to get there on semifinal Saturday.
Oh, exactly, Greg. Like you said, there's a few 6 nights I guess left to qualify, so I better start smartening up, driving a little better to get there.
Okay, what would it mean for you to be in a semifinal Saturday?
Oh, it'd mean a lot to me if I did, but if I don't, it's just another year went through, you know.
And that final day on Sunday, that's going to be pretty special?
Oh, for sure. Like my last trip around that track, 300 and what the hell did they say, 60 times around this track?
Yeah, it's been a few, yeah definitely.
So it'll be special.
There we go. That is Ray Mitzwing, his finals appearance here at the Calgary Stampede for Inside the CPCA.
The North Saskatchewan River Baseball League playoffs are officially underway, and one team making a run for the championship is the Lloydminster Twins, who are ranked 5th. The local team hasn't won it all since 2014, and as our Josh Park reports, Twins' third-year infielder John Hines is hoping this year he'll get his first taste of a championship.
Hey, go down and get it. Oh, boy.
8 years in the league, but no title to show for it just yet. 30-year-old John Hines originally began in the NSRBL with the Midwest Expos before joining the Twins 3 years ago. But unlike a lot of players in the league, Hines didn't pick up the sport till later in life.
Most of these guys grew up playing, baseball through their minor years. I actually grew up playing fastball. So baseball wasn't something I picked up until into my 20s. So that was kind of a bit of a learning curve at an older age.
Having played a different diamond sport growing up, Hines has relied on his teammates to share their knowledge of the game and keep him on his toes.
Till this day, I'm still learning lots. 8 years in the league, and there's always things to learn. And this group's awesome. There's a lot of veterans on the team, a lot of baseball knowledge, and there's always something to learn and pick up from these guys.
Even with 8 years in the league now, Hines knows he still has a lot to learn in the game.
There's a lot more timing in baseball. You factor in leads and stuff like that. I don't know if you noticed I got picked off tonight, so I still got things to learn. There's a lot more mental aspects of the game I find, which I enjoy. I think that's fun, and But yeah, both games have their advantages, but I think I'm a little more partial to baseball. So I just love the sport. It's a good combination of finesse and talent and the mind. It's just a sport I admire. So
Hines and the rest of the Twins finished the regular season with a 9-4 record, good enough for 5th in the league. The team will face the Macklin Lakers in the opening round beginning tonight on their pursuit to a championship, something Hines is hungry for.
I'd like to win a championship. I mean, this will be 8 years in the league, and it would be fun to get the trophy. I myself have never won it. The Twins have a pretty rich history of having the trophy, but I would like to, have it myself.
Josh Park, Primetime Local Sports.
The Border City Blue Jays kicked off their pursuit for another league championship last night as they defeated the Meadow Lake Sox 14-2 in Game 1 of the best-of-3 opening round series. For the Lloydminster Twins, they'll get their postseason started tonight with a date against the Macklin Lakers, while the Jays go for the sweep in Game 2 against the Sox. And now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at Axe Church, and now Pastor Joanne DeGraff joins me, and we're talking a little bit about your Vacation Bible School that will be going on here in a little bit. So can you tell us a little more about that?
We are having Vacation Bible School here July 29th to August the 2nd. It is called Roar Vacation Bible School, and it is an African-themed Vacation Bible School for kids age 4 to 12, and it's at 9:30 to 12:30 from Friday to Saturday. And there is lots to do at Vacation Bible School. It's very interactive. The Bible stories are exciting. We have somebody that will be teaching, and when they do that, they do interactive activities as they do it. On one day, they will teach the story about being in the wilderness, the children of Israel being in the wilderness, and the story about the manna and the quail, and they will roast, what's it called? The little chicken peeps from Easter time. They'll roast those over the fire, so that will be fun. There's great music every morning for the kids. They love it. It's dancing and just music that they enjoy. There's take-home items like their buddies, and each of the buddies are like this, and they each help them to remember the theme for the day, and there's also a Bible verse that they help them to remember. They get one each day, and there's an app that you can download that they can learn more about each of the buddies, and there's a Bible book that they'll get to take home, and there's a game in there that they can use the buddies on, and just a really nice book with activities and stories in it that they get to take home, and lots of great snacks and games. And all of this just ties in together, and it helps them learn the theme for the day and goes along with the theme of the week. And it's a great time for kids. I hope they can come.
All right, thank you for this. We're going to have some more back from here, but first we are going to go back into the studio.
That watch and warning for thunderstorms and thunder showers still in effect out in central and southwest Alberta. As that low pressure system makes its way eastward, it could make its way into the lower half of the Midwest region, hence why we expect plenty of cloud cover and maybe some rain tomorrow for that Colonial Days parade. Now again, we can look at satellite and radar from earlier today. You can see here plenty of cloud cover in North Battleford as well as on the outreaches of Maidstone. When you get into the Alberta side, you can see another system coming further north, and that will affect the Lakeland region more than the Midwest region. A few local current temperatures to look at include Vegreville and Edmonton at 15 degrees, relatively around the mid-teens through most of the region here. 16 in St. Paul, 17 in Bonnyville, as well as in Lac La Biche. When you go south, you have 19 in Macklin and 20 in Provost, and 16 out in Maidstone, 17s all across the board in the northeast side of the board here, just on the other side of the Alberta-Saskatchewan border. And of course, North Battleford sitting at 21 degrees, so a little bit warmer than the rest of the region. Despite that amount of cloud cover, not experiencing a lot of precipitation. That could change tomorrow. Despite a high of 25, they're expecting a few millimeters of rain as the wind shifts to the south-southeast, along with that low pressure system making its way across the region. A low of 9 is expected overnight. In Cold Lake, 18 degrees is the current temperature. Plenty of sunlight there. Again, it will get cloudier overnight at 10 degrees, and then also expecting some rain tomorrow with a high expected of 18. Again, fairly cloudy day ahead. Wind coming out of the east will calm down as it cools off tonight, but should pick up again to the mid-teens, so around 12 to 15 kilometers per hour. Here in Lloydminster, again at 14 degrees, we'll drop 4 degrees overnight. When we shift to the east in terms of winds, then we'll get back into some southerly winds around 20 kilometers per hour, 19 for the average. A high of 25 is certainly warm, but again, we do expect some rain to come tomorrow during the parade. So fingers crossed, but come prepared for those of you who are going to be out on the streets because it may not be that dry. And now our 7-day forecast, 20 expected on Thursday with a low of 13. Hopefully that comes a little later in the day and misses the Pancake Breakfast that we have annually outside City Hall. Again, a 60+% chance of precipitation there and maybe even thunder showers on Thursday. 24 on Friday with a low of 12 and relatively sunny skies. Same goes for Saturday where it's expected to be 25 with a low of 13. 24 and 13 on Sunday, but another chance of showers there. Fortunately, that is past the Colonial Days period. And then 22 and 13 on Monday, and 22 and 12 on Tuesday, where there's a very strong chance of rain. We could get a few centimeters of rain there, so be prepared for that. Wind shifting all over the place this week, ending out of the west-northwest around the mid-teens.
Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at Axe Church talking about their Vacation Bible School coming up, and Pastor Joanne DeGraff joins you once again. And now for the kids, they're definitely going to have some fun out there, but it's also a chance for them to do a little bit of fundraising too and give back to a better cause. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, every year for VBS, we always also have a missions project. And this year we are partnering with ERDO, which stands for Emergency Relief and Development Overseas. And ERDO partners with the Pentecostal Assemblies of Canada, which is the denomination that we're a part of. They do a lot of work all over the world, ERDO does. And they also work in tandem with the Canadian Food Bank. This year, the project that we are working towards is raising money for the southern Sudan, especially women, pregnant women, and women that are nursing, because they found that there's a lot of those people that are malnourished, and they really need that nourishment for their young children, and of course also for children. And so that's where it's geared to especially. And what is great about this year also is that the government is going to match the giving 4-to-1. And so it's a great opportunity for people to give and for that to be multiplied over and over. And lots of times kids will normally give between $400 and $500 in a week. And so that would be great if that multiplies that much again.
All right, thank you so much once again for telling us more about the Vacation Bible School. Now we're going to go back into the studio.
Well, a number of people are choosing the less courageous route. It might be the smarter route as well, depending on your point of view, of avoiding the rain. So the question of the day was, of course, what's your strategy to keep dry during the parade if rain does come, as we're expecting it will? A lot of people are saying stay home. If you do stay home, please tune in to our coverage of the parade starting at 10:15 tomorrow, barring any delays. Yeah. But if you are there, I mean, there's other creative ways you can get there just by putting up an umbrella, whatever. There's other things you can do.
Yeah, I mean, there are some buildings along the road or the street that you can take cover under and stuff like that. But there's really no avoiding the rain if you're outside, so no point.
That's it. Or you can just embrace the wet. Also, embrace this pet pad segment. So our pet of the day, starting with Dakota, that's submitted by Heather.
I love him. He's very cute.
And next here, Lazarus, who's enjoying a movie or something, it looks like.
Very cute.
Yeah. Mickey.
I love how his paws are crossed. I think that's very elegant looking.
It must be some kind of aristocrat.
Yeah.
Or aristocat, I should say.
Yeah.
Loki and Steve.
Aw, adorable.
Yeah,
very cute.
Definitely enjoying the indoors there. And that's Bimo and Ellie.
Aw, another dynamic duo. I love it.
We've had a lot of duos recently.
Yes.
And remember, folks, if you submit a picture of your pet along with the name, you can get a free gift card from PetPad.
We want to see your pet. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Today I'm joined here with Becca from the SPCA, and she's brought in this adorable puppy named Jamie. Tell me a little bit about how he is and how he came to the SPCA.
Yeah, so they came in as him and his sister came in. So they were strays from, I can't remember actually exactly where they were, but it was a little far away. But initially they came in and they were covered in ticks and they were kind of a little worse for wear. But didn't really affect the personality too much. They're happy-go-lucky little puppies. His sister has recently found her home last weekend, I believe. So he's just kind of still patiently waiting for his home now.
Well, he's the sweetest little boy, yeah. So he would make any family happy.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you noticed how he does with other animals or kids?
Yeah, when we were at our Westridge barbecue this weekend, kids were not pulling on, but they were walking him the whole time and hanging out with him and playing with him, and he did really well. We had one other dog there as well too, and he just wanted to play with the dog. And I mean, obviously he probably doesn't really know too much how cats are, so hasn't learned that lesson yet anyway. But I think he would be perfectly fine with anybody. He hasn't shown any sort of puppy aggression or anything like that, but other than the normal chewing. But
just very playful and very loving.
Yes.
So speaking of the barbecue, we were talking a little bit off camera. You guys raised a pretty good amount of money.
Yeah, the ladies that were putting it on, they kind of came in, so they're gonna come and give us the check today. They said, when we were there, they said we've made over $500 so far. So
which is amazing.
Yeah, it was a good turnout. We were really happy with that, and it's just a nice, easy, fun day. So and the dogs obviously had a great time. Jamie had a couple naps and had some hot dogs, but yeah.
Probably living his best life.
Yeah.
So we were also talking a little bit, you guys are very overcrowded with both cats and dogs. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I mean, we're just nothing much is really moving right now. So we're full on dogs. We're trying to empty what kennels we can that have some cats in them even, just to make some more room for the dogs. We have lots of our litters coming back in from fosters, so we got lots of kittens up on the floor. So I mean, if you're looking for kittens, I mean, definitely come take a look. But yeah, we got adults too. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more developed its personality, things like that, then definitely come check us out, because we are full.
And you were saying a little bit earlier that you're trying to get some dogs kind of moving to Edmonton's SPCA?
Yeah, or just, wherever they're capable of taking, right? So, I mean, everywhere obviously has having kind of the same issues as us too, right? So, I mean, we got a few that are, they have been there for a little bit longer, and then they're just tougher to home, just because it's just some of them are a little bit afraid of kids and then afraid of other dogs. So they really just have to go to a home with kind of adults or, without any other animals kind of thing. So they're a bit tougher, but, they want their homes just as much as any other dog that's in the shelter too, right? So, I mean, if you're single or anything, or just looking for someone to hang out with, we got a couple great options for you as well too.
And do you have an idea of why you guys have been overcrowded? Like, is it strays coming in? Is it surrenders? Or
yeah, it seems to be more the strays right now. I mean, because with our waiting list, we tend to put our surrenders on there. And we know normally with dogs, it's we can take a surrender right away. Like cats, obviously, it's a little bit different, but with our, it's mostly just strays and no one's coming to reclaim kind of thing. So, I mean, obviously we'd rather them go back to their original homes, but you know, it is what it is kind of thing. So we're just really trying to get them all spayed, neutered, and up for adoption, ready to go.
Oh, definitely. I definitely think he saw himself in his reflection, which was really cute. Well, thank you so much for coming in and bringing in Jamie. And if you want to adopt Jamie or any of their other dogs or even cats, just head over to the Lloydminster and District SPCA, and they will set you up with a perfect pet for your home. So thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Pet Project is brought to you by Quick Pick Waste Disposal, Lloydminster's #1 waste and recycling hauler. Quick Pick is waste collection you can depend on.
I'm Justin with Boom 101.9 and 93.7 Win FM, and here's what's happening. Lots of stuff going down July 19th, so make sure you mark your calendars and that you save the date. The Star Lake Bullarama is happening. You got the beer garden starting at 3. The Wild Pony Race is going down at 6:30, and then of course the Bullarama at 7. And then after that, you're going to have a dance to wrap things up nicely. Also starting on the 19th is the 71st Hardesty Rodeo. It is going to be a fantastic time. The dates for that are July 19th, 20th, and 21st. Weekend passes are available, $35, or if you just want a day pass, that is fine as well. Friday, they're going to start the day with the Street Fair. The Street Fair has a whole bunch of events. Now, this is just to name a few of the things that are happening. They have a rock climbing wall, inflatables for the kids, a petting zoo, a whole bunch of vendors, a mechanical bull, and a chili cook-off. Like I mentioned, that is just to name a few of the many events and things they have going down. Of course, the 20th, which is the Saturday, you're going to start the day with the parade. They're going to have a rodeo, the Chariots and the Chucks, and then an outdoor dance. And Sunday, you're going to have a rodeo, the Chariots and the Chucks, and then the Combine Crunch. It is going to be a good time. Once again, the dates for that are the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st. And then, of course, you have the 33rd Annual Irma Summer Spiel. That is happening July 30th to August 5th. Registration does fill up quickly, so make sure you register your teams over at irmasummerspiel.com for the slow pitch and the curling. I'm Justin with Boom 101.9 and 93.7 Win FM, and that's what's happening.
I have Austin Dyer and Taylor Dyer from the men's and women's Lakeland College Rustlers volleyball teams in town and in studio to talk to me, getting away from some of the summer heat, although we've had some colder days this summer, but it's still been a very muggy summer, certainly. There's a couple of changes in addition to what you guys are doing in terms of your day-to-day activities. There's a couple other changes significant to the Rustlers programs this year that have already been announced, including having a full-time physiotherapist or trainer to work with the teams. How much can each of you speak to, how much of a difference does that make for the general health of athletes, but also the weight it might take off of you coaches?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes. It's something that we've never had previously, and so if we have somebody that can be on site that can help with diagnosis and get our athletes the health care that they need. One of the biggest things that we've struggled with in the past is, when we send athletes off for treatment and whatnot, they always come back with the same line of 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, stop doing everything. And that doesn't really work within our season. Like we need treatment and therapy that allows athletes to get back on the court, and obviously they need to be healthy and good enough to be able to play. Again, the easy out for any healthcare is just to say you need to rest and things, the body will heal itself. And if we can have somebody that's a little bit more sports minded that is dealing with sports therapy and allowing our athletes to get the treatment that they need to get back on the floor quicker, that can be a big help for us as well. Coaches and players have spent a lot of time taping and doing all those different things for each other, and our athletic therapist should be able to take some of the strain of that away and be able to provide that service for us as well. So yeah, we're interested and excited to see what this little shift is going to be like for us.
And then another change outside of Rustlers Athletics that we've talked a little bit to Al Rogan is that you have a new conference coming in, not this season necessarily, but the following couple of seasons with the MCAC out of Manitoba, which has been around for a while but has never been in full competition with CCAA schools. The benefit could be to have one more province to expand the CCAA. The negative, and I'll start with you, Taylor, is that it does affect your recruiting pool a bit because both of you have recruited some really good athletes out of Manitoba.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it makes it a little bit tougher for us to go into Manitoba and recruit those high caliber athletes because in previous they didn't have a conference that competed at the level that we do, and so now that they do, and I would assume that those programs are going to get better now that they've joined the CCAA. So it's gonna be tough. I think the ACAC is still the best conference in the country, so we still have that kind of token in our pocket to play. But again, it's a lot easier to stay at home, and they can play at the high level that they're looking for, but also stay at home.
And now we have about 30 seconds or less really quickly. What's one thing, one X factor, one thing you're most looking forward to seeing spring up, whether it's one athlete you're looking forward to watching or one matchup that's going to come up this season? So starting with Austin, what's one thing that you're most looking forward to, whether it's a date, an athlete, whatever?
I'm really excited for my young players to get a chance to play. And so it's going to be fun, to see who's going to move into those starting roles of my players that are leaving. And so that could be a number of different players, but just seeing my young players have an opportunity to get on the floor, and then hopefully for me to be able to help them be successful when they do get on the floor for league games.
Okay. And really quickly as well, Taylor, what's one X factor, one thing you're most looking forward to this season?
Just our veteran experience that we have this year, and to see if that translates into more wins compared to the rest of the league. I think we're going to be older than anybody else in our conference, which has probably never happened in the history of Lakeland College.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
So excited to see that and see where that gets us.
All right, thanks once again for joining me, gentlemen, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of the cast on Primetime Local News.
Once again, we are back here at Axe Church, and we've been talking about what your kids can get up to here throughout the summer if they are looking for something to do, and one of those is the Roar Vacation Bible School. Now, that Bible school will be running for a few different times throughout the summer here. A couple different churches will be putting it on, and again, it's a few-day camp that your kids can come out, check out. There'll be tons of stuff to do. They also get to take home a book like this. Now, this book will have all the stories and stuff that they will be learning throughout the camp, and they can take that home again, maybe read it with the parents, or if they just want to look back after it over again after they've gone through it. And they also do have the chance to raise some money for charity as well. We'll be going towards Urdo and helping out those less fortunate in Sudan. So that's all we have from here tonight. Now we'll go back into the studio where Josh and Abby are going to wrap up tonight's newscast.
One last look at your 7-day, which again doesn't look promising. Fingers crossed for tomorrow at the parade. High of 25, but a strong chance of rain coming down. Then 20 on Thursday with more rain, 24 Friday, and 25 Saturday, so some good weather the rest of the weekend. Then 24 with rain, 22 Monday and Tuesday, and more rain.
Yes.
So rain, a common theme there. Now, we're finally just about at the parade. We all kind of have to be involved in the parade in some capacity. Do you have an outfit picked to be in case you have to be underneath all that water?
No, I don't. I don't really plan my outfits, so I guess we're just going to see. And again, rain has never bothered me.
That's true.
So, I won't definitely be over-prepared, but I definitely will be covered a little bit.
We've kind of established you're the walk out into the elements type.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure there'll be more people like that certainly at this event coming up tomorrow. Again, 10:15 is when our parade coverage starts, barring some delay due to the floats not being able to get across the tracks or what have you. We have the lists in now, so we're looking forward to that tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. I know a lot of people are saying they're not going to show up at the parade because of the rain. So tune in on television to see us and the coverage of the floats if that's the case. And for those who do brave it, make sure you just bring your umbrellas.
Yes, exactly. Because again, can't avoid the rain if you're going outside. So just make sure you're prepared and it'll still be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. The kids for sure will still have fun.
Yes.
And I hope you have fun the rest of this evening. Take care, folks.